the park. Two sisters are eating and talking about Jennie's today lesson.
Today our teacher told us about putting other first before our needs.
That sounds very nice.
Tell me something, Hana. Do some people really happy when they put in order before their own needs?
Yes, some people who really have a nice heart will do. I remember a story of the Happy Prince. Do you want to hear it, Jennie?
Yes, tell me.
High above the city, on a tall column, stands the statue of the Happy Prince. He's guided all over with thin lips of fine gold. For eyes, he has two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby clothed on his sword hilt. One night, they are flying over the city, a little swallow. He's on his way to Egypt. When the sun goes down, the swallow needs a place to rest. He's flying over the sword.
Where shall I put up? I hope the tail has made preparations.
The bird looks around, and then the statue attracts his attention.
I will put up there. It is a fine position, with plenty of fresh air.
He says softly to himself as he looks around, and he prepares to go to sleep. But just as he's putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water falls on him.
What a curious thing. There's not a single cloud in the sky, yet it is raining.
Then another drop falls.
What is the use of the statue if it cannot keep the rain off?
The swallow looks at his prince. Then he realizes where the water comes from. The swallow flies nearer to the prince. Look at him.
Who are you?
I am the Happy Prince.
Why are you weeping then?
When I was born with a human heart, I was in a noble family, and in my family, misery are not allowed to enter. My life was so beautiful.
And sir, why are you here? Being a statue standing outside in this cold weather.
Well, after I died, they set me up here so high, and now I can see all the miserable in the city. Though my house was made by iron, but now I can't stop but weeping.
Wait, so you are not a solid gold?
The prince keeps talking as if he doesn't hear what the bird just said.
Far away in a little street, there is a poor house. Through the open window, I can see a woman sit in a table. She's a lovely mother, but they are so poor. Her work doesn't make enough money for the baby. Now the baby is crying because she couldn't buy food for him. Her little boy is lying ill. The mother has nothing to give him but river water. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, can you help me to bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt?
I am waiting for Egypt. My friends are waiting for me there.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow, can you stay with me for one more night? The boy is so hungry, and his mom is so sad.
It's very cold here, but I will stay with you for one night and be your messenger.
Thank you, swallow, little swallow.
Swallow picks out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flies away. The woman holds the baby on her arms. The baby is crying.
Stop crying, baby.
The baby keeps crying. The woman looks around the room with the hope that she can find something to feed her son. After she couldn't find anything, her face turned anxious, almost crying.
Oh my God, my house is out of food. My baby is crying and ill, and I haven't got my salary yet.
Then the swallow enters the room without the woman's realizations. The bird drops the ruby next to them when she doesn't notice it.
She holds the ruby closer to her eyes
and looks at it carefully.
Is it a real ruby? This must be worth billions. Thanks God for saving us. Back to the prince's place. The bird stands next to the prince.
It is curious. I feel warm now, although it's very cold.
That is because you have done a good action.
And the little swallow began to think, and then he fell asleep.
Now, I'll go to Egypt. My friends are waiting for me there.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow. In the far north of the city, I see a homeless boy.
Doesn't he have a place to come?
He used to live in a rich family, but one day, his family went bankrupt. His parents they become so seriously ill and they pass away. Now he is so homeless. Poor him.
Let me guess. You want me to help him, right? But how?
At the market gate near him stand a blanket lady. Today, she couldn't sell any blanket because everyone is buying blankets from a big new store on the opposite side. Please pluck out one of the sapphire from my eyes and bring it to the blanket lady in exchange for a blanket. Bring the blanket to the boy.
I will bring the blanket for the homeless boy.
Swallow plucks out the sapphire and flies away. The swallow flies to the blanket seller. He drops the sapphire on the ground next to her. The lady surprisingly looks at the swallow, but she focuses on the sapphire. She grabs it, holds it with two hands. She picks the blanket and flies away.
He covered the boy with a blanket.
The swallow looks at the boy till the boy stops shuddering. The swallow flies away. The swallow flies back to the prince. He stands next to him.
I'm going to Egypt.
Swallow, swallow, little swallow. Will you not stay with me for a night longer?
It's winter. It will snow soon. I gotta leave for Egypt. And once I get back from there, I will bring you another sapphire to replace your lost one.
In the square below, there stands a little match girl. She has left all of her matches in the gutter, and it is all spoiled now. If she come back home and bring no money, her father will beat her up. She is wearing no shoes and no gloves now. Please, pluck out my other eye and bring it to her.
I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be blind then.
Swallow, do as I command you.
Swallow plucks the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the little match girl and slipped the sapphire into the basket.
What a lovely bit of glass.
She runs home, laughing. The swallow comes back to the prince.
You are blind now, so I will stay with you always.
No, little swallow, you must fly to Egypt.
I will stay with you always.
And what happens then?
The ending is quite sad. I think you don't want to hear it.
I want to hear it. Tell me.
The swallow became the messenger for the prince. With the gold on the prince statue, they help all people to survive through the cold winter.
Oh, that's great.
Later, the swallow died because the weather is too cold, and the prince was soon honed down by the government because he was so dark and dull, and he had no valuable material left.
Oh my God, it's so sad.
Well, on the bright side, Both of them went to heaven for their kindness and sacrifice.
Oh yes, I did stop it. And now I really understand my teacher lesson. We should help the people who are in need.
Yup, the key takeaway is to help other people. It will bring us happiness.
Hey, maybe we should help the people around us. We should do at the Princeton.
That sounds great. We can gather some old stuff and give them to the poor people in our neighborhood.
Yes, let's do it.
Both of them stand up and do it.
The moral lessons of the Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde is that the worst aspects of the modern society can be overcome by love and charity, which have the unique ability to unite men and make them whole.